that we're good now. I'm going to refresh the, oops. I'll tell everyone to refresh the page. Refresh the page. Post. Okay. Well, okay, we're live. That's good to know. There we are. Refresh the. Oops. Okay. I want to refresh. Hey, you guys! I see that I'm live. I can hear it on the other computer. So if anyone's here, that's good. And actually, it's good that the other email didn't go out. So that's cool. Live now. Sorry, guys. Let me just, you know, email the folks so that they're here one last time. Oh, it just said starting now, so maybe that's good. So technical difficulties, what can I tell you? It happens. Live now. Ba, 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 ba. Let me save and click next. An error occurred while saving this message. Mother. Come on, there we go. Next. And now save message, and then that's fine. Save message. No, it's not fine. Save message. You know what? We're live now, so hopefully whoever's going to show up will show up. Great. Oh, you don't? You didn't refresh the page?
I did. There you are.
Okay, great. So, totally sorry, you guys. Okay, so I hope you refresh the page. Tell everyone to refresh if anyone's there. Our internet went out. I guess there's a storm. Do I hear a storm? And Time Warner Cable, you know. But we got it. They came back, so I guess I can't be too hard on them. I was gonna put on my nice purple shirt, but you know, I'm still gonna put on my nice purple shirt, and then we're gonna pretend like I just started for the replay people. Okay, well I'm gonna change my shirt. Watch this. What? Oh yeah. Okay, in a second I'm gonna pretend like none of this happened. Okay, in a second I'm gonna pretend like none of this happened. This is my webinar shirt. If you've seen any of my webinars, this is my webinar shirt. It is wrinkle free. I'm gonna turn off the air conditioner. And this backlight. I've got shorts on. Okay, so you guys, normally these things start and no problem, and I'm sitting here and we talk for a while and it's great. Today Time Warner Cable messed up and internet was out and whatever, so I imagine a bunch of people who showed up then left, and what can I tell you? But here's the thing, we're going to go through some pretty awesome info. I don't know how many were on the Lisa, if you were on the Lisa Gold teleconference I did last night, but I taught some stuff and I wanted to do it again, and I wanted to do it video because I wanted to do some screen sharing and showing people exactly what to do. You know, it was kind of all in theory on the call, and so I wanted to change that. So that's how that is, and I gotta tell you, I'm a little disheartened because what? Do you not see me at all?
No, I don't.
My wife says she doesn't see me. What page are you? Turn your screen to me. Let me see.
Every time I refresh, it goes back to the beginning, and you're there. But then just go forward, and you're not there anymore.
Right. So don't go to that. I'm sorry. That YouTube video is not where you need to go.
We're not doing.
No, go back to the old one. In fact, thank you for reminding me of that.
Sorry.
No, it's good. No, because there's no reason for anybody to think otherwise. and I don't know how to tell them.
Refresh this page.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's why.
But anyone who's at the other one, I have to tell them different. You guys, I got to tell them different. Maybe. Well, look, if you see me, then great. If you don't see me, then that's a problem. Let me just write here, go to the original page. Everything is working. Okay, post. That's the best I can do. You know, Time Warner Cable, what can I tell you? So, I don't know, you know, I don't know who you are watching this. You might be brand new to my stuff. You might be someone who's on the list, who's been, you know, part of No More Waiters for a while. And here's what I tell people. I tell people that I do not teach so much of the business of the business and how your marketing, your actor marketing and all that. It ends up being taught, but that's not the thing, the solution I have. I'm not going to teach you how to be a star. I'm not going to teach you how to walk the red carpet, get an agent, all the stuff that most people think they need to know. They don't, and that's why I don't teach it. That doesn't mean excuse me, it doesn't mean I don't teach it, but it's not what No More Waiters is about. Okay, No More Waiters is kind of an all-encompassing thing, and the main problem I solve, the problem that I help actors with, and really anybody else now, I'm starting to expand, that's what this webinar is going to be about, is how to earn an income without a day job, without trading your hours for money. Okay, and when I first heard that idea, how to make money without trading hours for it, it didn't really sink in. Because, you know, if you want to make more money, immediately the thing is, okay, well, what do I have to do to earn it, and how much time will it take? And, you know, if you have a job, you're like trying to make more per hour. That's your thing, right? If you work in fast food, you're trying to get out of the minimum wage. You're trying to get just a little more per hour. And no matter where you are, your job, if someone else pays you for your time, you're trying to increase your dollar per hour, right? People go to college and spend $100,000 to get an extra bump in dollars per hour, right? You need a high school diploma to get minimum wage, to get $15 an hour. You know, here, other parts of the country, it's not that. You need a high school diploma to get $15 an hour, right? But if you get a college diploma, what you might find $25 an hour, right? And you spend $100,000 to get that extra $10 an hour because you think that's going to make a difference. And that's not, of course, that's not the only reason you go. Of course not. I'm saying that a lot of us get stuck in the trying to make more per hour thing, okay? And when somebody told me that you could make money apart from trading your hours for it, I knew some people did it, right? I knew that you could invest. I knew you could buy something and it increased in value in 10 years, and then you could sell it, and then, well, you made money that way, right? You didn't work, but that's kind of what I assumed, you know, real estate was about. Most people, most people, the vast majority of people think real estate, you know, when you're in the real estate business, it's buy low and sell high, right? But there's a whole other part of real estate that is not buy low, sell high, that is money, residual income, money that you keep making, money that continues to come to you regardless of what you're doing. So money that comes because of work you've already done. Okay, I was first introduced to this whole idea through multi-level marketing, and that's not what this is about. Sometimes people get on the webinars or on the calls and they're like, oh, is this multi-level marketing? And like, no, that's not what this is about. And if you've heard of multi-level marketing, fantastic. If you haven't, don't worry about it. What I teach in No More Waiters, and what the experience I had, it really came from a story, in that I got wrapped up in kind of finding out about how to make money without trading time for it, right? And because I started doing it, I suddenly had free time to suddenly like audition and say yes to agents and just go when there were auditions and things like that. And I didn't really realize it immediately, but that was kind of the goal, that wow, if I could design my life around not trading time for money, how cool would that be, right? I read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad that taught me more about that and the idea of an asset, that an asset is something that pays you. An asset is something that pays you. What? So the example I talked about last night is a vending machine, right? If someone has a vending machine, it is there, and if they might own it, and if someone goes and buys something from their vending machine, the owner gets paid without trading time for money, okay? I talk about that a lot because a long time ago now, I ended up finding out that selling books was a way to have residual income, right? Because you only write the book once, but then every time it is purchased, you get paid. So a book can be an asset for you. Huh, okay? Now, I wrote Captain Kirk's Guide to Women, How to Romance Any Woman in the Galaxy. Oh, it's back there, actually. I was looking over there because the bookshelves were there till last week. Now they're here. And it's around here somewhere. It's in the Star Trek thing. It's around here. It's one of these, okay? And now, remember what I said, that a book can be an asset because you write it once and then get paid every time it sells, right? So that was my motivation for writing a book. And I was like, well, I'd like to write a book. And getting to Captain Kirk was a whole other thing. But my Captain Kirk book is not an asset for me. My Captain Kirk book is not an asset for me. Here's why. Simon & Schuster owned the rights to Star Trek, right? So what they did was they said, hey, this is a great idea that you had for a book, Bones, and we'll let you write it and we'll pay you $15,000 to write it. Well, I was dying to write it anyway. So I was like, okay, right? So I got my 15 grand and that was it. So I got paid to do the job, right? And how many hours it took, I don't know. It depends how you look at it, right? My whole life, because Star Trek is wonderful. And my wife is laughing. I like that. I have an audience here. That's fantastic. And but it's not an asset for me, right? Because it doesn't keep paying. Once they pay me $15,000 for selling 20,000 copies, by the way, it hurts. It's like 75 cents. The book is $14, you guys. Okay. That they were done, right? Now here's how I did turn it into an asset for a little while. Because I was the author, the book sells for $14. I was allowed to buy it from Simon & Schuster for $7. And then I could resell it, right? That's getting back to that buy low, sell high stuff, okay? So that's buy low, sell high. Not exactly trading time for money, but I had to sell it. And for a while, what I actually did was I stood out in the street as like the author and sold my book there. I went to conventions and sold my book at Star Trek conventions, okay? I didn't have to write the book again, but I did have to be there to sell it. Then I made a website for it. I made CaptainKirksGuideToWomen.com, right? I started getting some traffic going to that site. Occasionally, someone would buy the book. I wasn't there selling it. It was the money I made from that was divorced from, I'm gonna stop saying the word divorce. The money I made is separate. I'm gonna stop saying separate. The money I made had nothing to do with the time, right? It was that someone was on the internet, they said, oh, I want to buy it, click. I had to mail it to them, right? So that was some time. If I had like an assistant, I guess I would do that. But so then it was kind of an asset for me. right? I hope that makes sense. But what I came to realize is that I could write other books that I owned all the copyright to and make more on the book, okay? So what I said last night is that I learned also how to buy the rights to somebody else's book, because I didn't want to write a whole new book. That took me a while, right? And it seemed like a hard thing to do. So I bought the rights to other people's books and learned how to sell those, okay? I bought a course, cost me $1,000 to learn how to do that, okay? And, you know, some people are like, wow, you spent $1,000 to learn how to do that. It was like, you know, hey, if I made $20 on a book, then I just needed to do that 50 times to make the $1,000. And then from then it was all profit, okay? I might be going too fast for some people on here. And if you've already seen a lot of my videos, if you've already read No More Waiters, if you're already part of the mindset here, then this is somewhat of a review. So I'm trying to balance the two here, okay? So instead of selling this $14 book that I only got $7 for, I started selling a $27 book that I got $26 for. Much better, right? And what I want to talk to you about today is that, you know, this, and what does that have to do with acting? What does that have to do with your life? I started telling other actors about this. It's like, you guys, we can make money without trading time for it. So you don't have to wait tables. You don't have to work at a desk job. You can like figure out how to make money by sending people to websites, selling your own stuff, buying the rights to other people's stuff. What eventually I found out is that you can sell other people's stuff without buying the rights to it, and they'll give you a cut of the sale. It's how Amazon grew. It's why Amazon's so big. Okay, Amazon has the largest affiliate network, I believe, in the world, and that's why they're so big, because they pay regular people to help them sell stuff. Okay? What? Yeah. However, what Amazon pays is like 2%. So if you sell a vacuum, I don't know why I keep picking vacuum, but if you sell a vacuum for $100, you might get $2. You might, you know? So I started looking for things that had higher margins where you could earn more money. And I started telling my friends, you guys, we can do this. You know, I was part of an improv group and we were writing our own shows, and we started doing a sitcom, a 2-camera sitcom in New York on 42nd Street. This is right before like YouTube. Right, we were doing that right before YouTube, but we were doing it, and I was like, okay, we're gonna sell it to Hollywood, you know. And but we were doing this all at night after our day jobs, man, right? And all of us exhausted doing the shows. Everybody loves the shows; they're brilliant. Blah 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 blah. By the time YouTube hit, everybody had day jobs, except me. Think about that, right? Another year, and we'd have like done it on YouTube, and we'd have done that up. Now I have YouTube followers, I have Facebook followers, I have a mailing list, and those people buy stuff from me, right? So I have a list of Star Trek fans. They buy Captain Kirk's Guide to Women, How to Romance Any Woman in the Galaxy. They also buy other things in that arena, okay? I bought a bunch of Star Wars ties once, and I have not sold all of them because I bought too many of them. But people bought Star Wars ties from me. And, you know, there's kind of this idea of the selling ties thing was still like buy low, sell high, right? And a lot of people know that they can sell stuff on eBay. Oh, you know, one thing that I wrote about in my book is that you can buy something low on Craigslist and sell it high on eBay, right? You can do that. I made $400 once selling a projector. Now that's not bad for an eBay, you know, like that didn't take long, and it was $400. But finding the things takes time, okay? So this is all like a a growing thing, an evolution. Things, one thing goes into the other, goes in the other. So I ended up writing this book for actors called No More Waiters: How to Build Your Acting Business Without a Day Job. Okay. Because I discovered all these things, I started selling that book. It's the book that I was selling for 27 that I made 26 from. And the very fact that I was doing that proved that it worked. Does that make sense? So sometimes people are like, oh, you're just selling a book on how to sell stuff. And you're just selling the book on how to sell your books. And I'm like, yes, but it works. Not only does it work, but the information's good, right? And you can do these principles for anything. So you know what? I have over here the comments thing, and I don't know where you guys are, if you're on the YouTube page by accident or if you're on the right page. So I'm gonna refresh this. Do me a favor, write a comment. Just say hello, say, hey, I'm here. Ask if you have any questions on anything I've said so far, ask. I want this to be really good. I started late and all that, so I want to make sure that I want to make sure that you guys get what you came for. I want to make sure I give you what I want to give you here. So please do me a favor, write a comment there. Just say hello so I know you're there. Okay, and you're a couple seconds after me. You're like a minute or two after me, as I can tell. So I'll check in a sec. But this buy low, sell high thing is almost cool enough for you to have your days free, but it's not really that consistent, and it can be difficult, right? So I started teaching people how to sell other people's stuff and make money from that. Okay. And the only reason, so I learned to do this and I got free and I started like promoting my acting career as a business because I'd spent all this time learning about business. I didn't mean to. I didn't want to, you guys. I did not want to learn a thing about business. I wanted to go make people laugh and entertain them and all this stuff, right? But somebody told me that I could, make money without spending my days doing it. Well, I was going to learn whatever I needed to learn, okay? And what I found out was that acting is a business. And you hear it all the time. You got to run your business. You got to run your business. But no, and there's no acting teacher that teaches this in school because they are teachers. Because they're not business owners. They're teachers. Teachers have jobs, day jobs, right? So not to be rude to them, but it's just a matter of learning, who you want to learn from. So I'm just checking. I'm refreshing over here. No comments. Okay, so as I require comments, just tell me you're here, if you're here, and you have to have a question or something. And if you're like, oh, I'm trying to think of the best question, just say hello. That's fine. I just don't want to be wasting my breath. So, well, look, if you're watching the recording, then great. I'm just gonna pretend like this is for the recording. So I learned how to do this, and I started teaching other people. And if you're part of No More Waiters already, then you know that I've done that, and I have the book. What I do, I started teaching people the book for 27. I started giving people the tools to do this for 97, and I did a mastermind. I did two actually back in December, and then another one in January, and I wasn't going to do any more again. And it's 4 sessions. I sell those for $500, okay? And those are the recordings. However, there's another evolution on top of now, okay? And the next thing is that I have a team now of folks who I realize that I can certify people to sell my stuff, right? So you can be an affiliate for other people's stuff. Now you can be an affiliate for my stuff as well. And what I started doing was teaching people how to do that so they could make 56% on what I was selling stuff for. So right now, I have a product out now that I help people make $150 for each sale from. Okay? And I don't know, I don't know what you do at your day job. I don't know how much per hour you make, and I don't know if you make $150 a day or $200 a day. But when you make $150 a sale, how many sales do you have to make in a month to make that happen? And again, I'm not talking about standing on the street corner. I'm talking about how can you send people to an asset like a vending machine so that that's sold. I have to keep talking about the vending machine because I kind of coined this term of the online vending machine. So Amazon is kind of like an online vending machine, right? You go there and you can buy all sorts of stuff, okay? And Amazon pays people, like I said, a teeny, tiny percentage of what people buy. But I have now started teaching people how to have their own online vending machines where they're selling their own stuff or other people's stuff and earning an income from it. And I want to do some screen sharing to show you how it works, to show you a couple of my students. And I'm gonna open up another mastermind session. Okay, by the time we're done with this, I'm gonna open up another mastermind session. Now you know. And the reason I'm doing it is because last night I offered Lisa Gold's people a mastermind session with me. And I said, well, I really ought to let the people on my list. I wasn't going to do another one because I did it and the recordings are there. But I've recently changed some things and made some things better. And there's a Facebook group now that it's $27 a month. And people are in it. And I've given them so much more stuff to do and stuff to learn from and earn from that I was like, well, I just want to redo the recording. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys how this works. Okay. And what I did was I promised I was going to give you a blueprint as to how to quit your day job. And there are no comments, so I'm just going to ignore them now. Do I seem angry about there being no comments? Because I am. Because I am. Let me see if there's anything on the YouTube page. Let's see if anybody's at the YouTube page. Loading. Okay, cool, no problem. So let me refresh this. So you know what, actually before I do that, I just want to look at my email and see if anybody wrote me. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, great. So I'm gonna start screen sharing and showing you exactly how I do this and how I can help you create a business for yourself. Now again, I want you to think about what you would do if you woke up, because this is what happens, right? If you've ever bought something at 3 a.m., I've bought things at 3 a.m. It means somebody made money at 3 a.m. because I bought it, right? Well, I'm in that position too, that people buy stuff from me at other times. So I wake up sometimes and find new money in the bank account. Does that make sense? Happened this morning. Okay, this afternoon, Laura and I, having the day free, we took our son, Pike, to the Children's Museum on 83rd Street. And when I got home, I was like, oh, look, someone just bought something. Okay, and that was good. So let's do some screen sharing so I can show you what I'm talking about. And you know what? I didn't quite. I'm gonna do the entire screen. Share. Okay, so that's gonna go bonkers for a second. And all right, so I'm gonna start with a site. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna show you guys this. This is one of my students. Okay, this is Ronald. Ronald has this blog. It's Common Sense Social Media. Okay, and look, he's talking about me and my stuff. Why blogging with Bones Rodriguez? Okay, and this is something I did. This is a video I talked about why actors should be blogging. Okay, and he's talking about this. And if you'll notice, here it says, why are you struggling to build a profitable blog when others are doing it so easily, right? This is an ad. Oh, my son is awake. And this is an ad, okay? And look at this. This is No More Waiters. This is a package that I put together that when you click on it and buy it, Ronald makes money from that. Okay? Here's another blog post of his where he talks about himself. And this is a video testimonial he did talking about what he learned from me and with me. And here are some ads. Okay? Okay? Now, the thing is getting traffic to this type of stuff so that you can get paid. And let me stop this for a second.